Yisroel did a phenomenal job in like describing to us how, first of all, his journey, which was unbelievable, incredible story. There was so many things that I personally related to. We spoke about that in order to be this phenomenal educator, we really need to parent, educator, whatever it is, we need to lead ourselves first. So we were talking about that inner landscape and that inner self-talk that it happens. But then at the end of the day, we are influencing somebody at some capacity. Because if not, we would be hermits hiding away in some crab hole or something. Um, but but we are influencing all the time. Even by walking on the street, somebody looks at us, and you never know. You may be influencing them to a certain degree. So Israel, to just really wrap it up, and I've heard so much about the school as of now. How does that all tie into treating others better?
The key to a successful leadership, the key to successful parenting, the key to inspiring your staff, the key to getting the kids excited about what they're learning is about treating people respectfully.
Hmm.
And
Well, my mic is here. I can't drop it.
My mic's expensive. I'm not dropping it.
exactly. I believe that children, one of the things that I discuss a lot, and obviously children are different than other adults, both from a spiritual perspective, meaning as a parent, we are responsible for our children from from the divine instruction or circumstances, but even also from a legal perspective, we are responsible for our children, especially because they are our wards and wards, as WARDS, and because they're not fully developed. However, I like to ask myself, what would I do? How would I treat my spouse in this circumstance? How would I treat another adult in this situation?
Hmm.
Do you punish your spouse if they don't do exactly what you want?
Right.
Do you
Yeah.
punish your neighbor if they park their car uh, improperly? No. You convey what you want. You set expectations. You state how it makes you feel. And when you have that mindset, when any leader, teacher, or parent has that mindset of this is a separate individual who needs to be treated with equal amount of respect, exactly the way I want to be treated, as as Hillel Hazaki and Hillel the Elder says, don't do unto your friend what is hated upon you. Don't do to somebody what you don't want. Same thing with the children. As much as possible. Now, obviously, we all need to do better, and we're all struggling, and we all need to do that self-care. But when we're in that healthy area, when we're in the right mindset, let's ask ourselves, what does this separate individual need in order for me to convey to them what's the best way for them to move forward?
Mhm.
Again, there are some differences, being that they're younger and that they are under they are our responsibility. But I think that is the mindset that we need to have. That's the first one. Yeah, I think I'll stick to that. That is the mindset that we need to have in order to make other people feel safe, feel comfortable, and in turn, they themselves will also become better and more productive human beings.
I love that. That is so powerful and so true, because I share that in my parenting course. I say, unfortunately we have a very immature society. There's a lot of older people that are immature, and I tell parents, if you want to raise mature children, treat them as mature children. Like obviously there's an age situation, and you have to be emotionally intelligent enough to understand, you're not going to treat a little 5-year-old as an adult, obviously. But at the capacity of, I often tell parents, don't baby your children. Don't like speak properly to your child. When you're talking to a child, speak in proper language and proper grammar, and you're going to be raising, healthy, emotionally healthy
Proper
children.
adults, future proper adults.
Proper adults, exactly. In the future, like, kids won't talk with broken English or broken whatever. But you really hit it on the head, and it's really, don't do unto others what you don't want to do to yourself. It is the key. It is the key to treating others better, in a sense. So yeah, 100%.
I want to add one more thing, just because I'm thinking of a couple of my, I'm going to say the word friends, but friends that happen to work under me, that happen to be my employees. I think a couple of them will.
Well, to be fair, you're very good friends with all the people that work under you. Like, that was one of those things that, like, really impressed me about Darche, and especially you. It wasn't like, I am your boss, do what I say. This was, hey, we're all in this together. We're good friends, but we're also professional friends. So I think friends is a fair terminology.
Correct.
Not that you needed my approval, but
I definitely appreciate it.
hey, see, because
there you go.
professional friends.
So, one thing I like to say, so even when I put responsibility onto my staff and I set expectations, I've said this so many times. Ultimately, and I'm coming from the angle of someone who's in a leadership role, and that means as a parent, as a teacher, as a leader in any field. Ultimately, it's the leader's responsibility, and I tell my staff, and this I do this to set accountability, but also to give them an understanding. I tell them, if a student in your class is not learning, is struggling, whose fault is it?
Right.
Yeah.
Whose responsibility is that they should do better? Not their
Right.
own. It's yours.
Right.
And I always follow up with saying, and if a teacher is not functioning to his best capability, and if a teacher could do better, but he's not, whose responsibility is that? And that's mine.
I love that.
And I think that it creates,
Wow.
show your staff that you are being accountable. Now, obviously, we all have flaws and we're all not perfect, and we're all going to have, I'm not perfect, they're not perfect. But if we have this mindset, I need to take ownership, then your staff see it, and throughout the whole infrastructure, the whole organization, the whole institute, everyone is taking more responsibility, all because the leader says, you need to do better, and I need to do better to make sure you're doing better.